today's industrialized world, it's easy to neglect our relationship with the earth and to forget about the ways in which the natural world has made us who we are. When we ignore nature, we're likely to forget about the impact that our own actions have on the world around us and to take our environment for granted. So many have lost their empathetic link to the earth and lost touch with the meaning that nature holds for them. Henry David Thoreau is a role model for all those who fear that indifference has tainted their attitude towards the environment. In Walden, Thoreau demonstrates his awareness of how great a treasure nature truly is, writing, "Heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads." I believe that glimpses of heaven are begging to be seen wherever the natural world is free to flourish. However, the problem is getting people to look. Luckily, Thoreau points towards a possible solution. A written word is a choice used of relics. It is something at once more intimate with us and more universal than any other work of art. It is the work of art nearest to life itself. It may be translated into every language and not only be read but actually breathed from all human lips. Not to be represented on canvas or in marble only, but to be carved out of the breath of life itself. He talks about the power of the written word, its capability to be a catalyst that sparks revolution and change within the human life. I too believe that both the absorption and creation of literature is the best way to bridge that empathetic link between nature and people's hearts.
To me, nature is just, it's this place, and whenever I'm there, I always feel better. Whenever I go outside, whatever is bothering me or stressing me out at the time just kind of goes away. So it's not even really like a thing to me. It's not really a noun, it's more a state of mind and a feeling.
Beach, the beautiful campus that we have, like California.
Well, to me, nature is all around me. Whenever I walk through campus or I'm playing sports or anything, like I just feel like, you know, all these trees and everything, like I am surrounded by nature.
Nature is God's way of expressing beauty, and it is a masterpiece, and it's really pretty.
Nature to me is where I grew up, and it's part of who I am.
I love a lonely winding road that takes me where I cannot see, until each softly rounded hill reveals its landscaped mystery, where nature's stage creates the plot, whatever the scene may be. I love the crocus call in spring, the first to wake from winter's sleep, translucent spits of ivory joy, so patient under snowbanks deep, till they can lift each star-like face and proudly nature's rhythm keep. I love the fiery autumn hues, too harsh to bear its gentle spring, but welcomed by the strident wind that make the mighty pine tree sing, freeing the crimson leaves that dance like bright birds high on wing. I love the wonders of this world, the secrets nature guards so well from those who have no time to spend, who will not lift the ocean's shell, and listen to the murmured tale that each one has to tell.
I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And the wheels kick and the wind's song, and the white sails shaking, and a gray mist on the sea's face, and a gray dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yearn from a laughing fellow rover, and a quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over.
I think the poem did a good job of transporting me into that sort of space that I go to when I'm in nature.
I think the poem makes me feel like nature is like almost majestic and like beautiful and fancy.
Because of like the visual aspect of the poem and its like use of imagery, like I really felt like the spray of the mist, and I really felt like I was really at the beach at that.
Really calming.
The poem is relaxing.
I think for this poet, nature is kind of like a mystery. It's talking about not being able to see the end of the road, and I think that's very true. You don't really know what's going to happen in nature, and that's part of the beauty of it.
I think the poet personifies nature, so it's more of like, it has more characteristics and like qualities, and like the poet is building a relationship with nature.
Nature is freedom for him or her. And
Nature, it means like clear-mindedness and something like an outlet for the poet.
I think nature is a place for the poet to escape and to get back to it's something familiar for him.
I think that after reading this poem, I do sort of view maybe not the earth, but just life in general in a different way. It's easy to get caught up in the little things, and this is just kind of a nice reminder that it's not about the little things, it's about the big things, and the world will keep going, the world will keep turning. No matter how my test goes on Friday, it's going to keep going and everything's going to be okay.
I think it makes me think about it a little bit differently, or just like at least puts it in a different perspective, but I'm not entirely sure that it changes my entire perspective on the planet.
no, because I've always seen the earth and nature as like this beautiful mystical thing, especially the ocean. So, no.
Because I think it agrees with my opinion about nature and how pretty it is.
No, it doesn't.
Writing a poem did make me think differently about the earth, just because I had to think about my personal relationship and what I'm doing to impact our environment.
And like writing about it, it really helped me get more in depth with, like, I guess the nature of nature.
It hasn't really made me think like differently, but it's definitely made me think in more depth, and like truly shows like the complexity and like beauty.
Okay, it hasn't made me think differently, but it's made me think a little bit more about it, like on a day-to-day basis.
Not really, no. I think that it was nice to meditate about nature for a little bit, to think about it in more detail than I usually do, but I still love nature just as much as I did before.
I think that just knowing that the earth is being harmed kind of by like our everyday actions is really sad and kind of scary, and it makes me want to be more conscious about the environment and what I'm doing to impact it.
It does make me mad, but at the same time, like, I am sometimes guilty of not always being environmentally conscious.
Really upsetting because you see like how much it offers to you and how much we can take from it, and that's just being destroyed too.
As an environmental studies major, I think about that constantly, and I think it's the small things every day that make a difference.
I'm very frustrated by what's being done to the environment. It's hard because the environment can't speak up for itself, so it's up to us to do that for it, but there are just so many people that don't appreciate nature and that just don't care, and I think that it's those apathetic people that make me the most frustrated.
Based off of the experience, I think I will change my actions and try and do like little changes to help our environment, like using reusable cups and also participating in the compost program in our residence halls.
I will.
Will definitely change my actions and be more aware of like what my effect is on the surroundings.
Probably will not change anything, but definitely gonna remain conscious of it.
I already try to bring reusable bags and reusable cups wherever I go, but I think that this just sort of helped reaffirm my determination to try to leave as little trace as possible.
Though there was mixed responses as to how changing of an experience our project was, I'm glad I got people to spend some time out of their day contemplating what the natural world means to them. In order to nurture your link to the earth, take Thoreau's advice and live deliberately. Be mindful of your surrounding environments and also how your every action affects the world around you. Pay tribute to the unique gifts and experiences that nature has given you by spending time outside, writing and reflecting about it, and sharing your experiences with others. Through recognizing the value that a beautiful and healthy environment has to you, I hope that you'll show your respect and gratitude for the world by forming sustainable habits and ways of living.